Hello, and greetings from Australia. I'm hoping that you can hear me over the waves right now. I might have sand on my face because I've just been playing in my little playground. I'll show you later where I play. But yeah, it's I've been taking some time before I communicate. I think like everyone, I've had that magic curveball that where I'm thrown in the true spiritual question of I don't know, and can I be comfortable with not knowing? I think like most of us, it's been an emotional roller coaster and feeling vulnerable at times and powerless at times, and my biggest demons and fears have been coming up. I have to admit that today I feel pretty good, but one thing that I knew for certain over the past couple of weeks was that I really have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. I need to make sure that I'm meditating, I'm sitting with myself, I'm honest with my emotions, I'm in my body, I'm communicating, I'm honest with those around me, I'm showing up for others when I can. I'm really feeling the need for slowing down and being very quiet and being in nature. I've had the privilege to hold space for some others as well right now. And one thing that's really come to me is how much our own unprocessed trauma can really affect our perception and reality, which, you know, we've already known this, but it's been interesting to see both for myself, for my close friends, for my students, for people around the globe, seeing where real pain is coming up and how do we meet it, and having to come up with creative solutions, and also where our fear gets triggered and then we go into crazy behavior. I always think of like if we were scuba diving and it's that moment when we think we might be running out of air, and when we hit that survival place, we do crazy, 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 crazy things. And I know for myself, I've been, for the past couple of years, really, and especially this past year, being honest with the fear that still drives me and actually prevents me from showing up and from being present. And it's kind of been a blessing now. I'm momentarily settled, you know, we're all momentarily settled in Australia. Personally, we're not all in Australia, I'm in Australia. And I kind of have to laugh because I say to my boyfriend that, okay, I think, you know, it would take a global pandemic to make me commit to a country and a relationship. But, and I personally have always had a fear of being trapped. I have had lots of dreams of being trapped in places, and now I finally feel like I'm on the other side of it, where I'm really looking at creative solutions. And that's one of our superpowers that we all get to have, is that sometimes when we have limits, then we can be really creative. So, for example, because there's really, you know, no longer a place for me to train and people to train with, I have been having a lot of fun going into different nature spaces and making that my gymnasium and playground. So like every day I've been going to different beaches, and my boyfriend goes off and surfs his big waves that I can't yet surf. And yeah, I go play in the sand. Like I am super sandy right now. I do somersaults. I do those things that I've never had time to do. So I'm doing all different variations of handstands and how to fall and not hurt myself because it's sand. I am learning to jump in 360 degrees. I'm practicing my cartwheels. I am doing all sorts of different somersaults and flips. I also am just having a fuckload of fun because there's no reason for me to be doing it other than it's fun. And what I found interesting too is that as I've been meditating every day, for the past 3 days, I've had a bee land on me. I've even come across like honeycombs and hives while hiking, but a bee every day lands on me. And it reminds me of the medicine of joy, the medicine of sweetness, the heart medicine, that an essential part of our practice when things are tough is to actually remember the joy and to focus on what brings us joy as well. You know, if we even think about what actually will help us stay present. And right now, our only superpower is being present. And so focusing on the things that are beautiful, you know, and I've had messages from people all over the world, you know, when we're all freaking out. And then we have moments of calm and then moments of pausing and being like, oh my God, like the water is so beautiful right now. The sky is so beautiful. Where I meditate in the mornings, I have this favorite tree I sit under, and kangaroos, they come and like jump past me, and they're like 2 feet away. I don't know what that is in meters, but they're 2 feet away. And that's pretty magical. So I think that's one of the gifts that I've been practicing, is also because I'm in a new space, and when there's anything new, I freak out. We all freak out. And I've had to let go of routine and habits, and, you know, going to the supermarket, there's nothing there that is my usual. Okay, well, we're gonna have some variety. We're gonna change it up. Like, we are changing it up right now. So there is a pleasure, actually. Like, once we get through that fear of newness and that clinging on to it has to be a certain way, there is such a pleasure, and there's so much life force that happens in doing new things. So I'm actually not gonna be promoting all the online work that I will be offering soon, but there is, as I promote for a second, no, but what I want to share is that I have been sitting with what has served me, what's serving me, and what can I share with you. And for sure, finding ways to be comfortable with new and unconventional grooves and new ways that we're playing in space feels really important. So that's going to be a little side note practice. And it's funny because I've been wanting to make a video to say hi for the past few days, and it hasn't really worked out. And today I don't know where all this joy is coming from, but you know, here we go. So it's going to sound a little bit strange to talk about this now, but I would say that the other piece that I've been working with is, you know, for me, it feels like we are all in a big state of grief, and that's showing up physically, mentally, emotionally. And to me, the heart, like joy and grief and infinity, all hang out with one another. And how do we meet ourselves and one another when we're in this state of grief? Some of you have heard this already, but in 2012, my brother had died suddenly, and oddly enough, 11 other people died that year. And it was a year that I stepped out of my body, was ready to step out of this life, questioned everything, questioned my belief system, questioned everything, stopped trusting. And yet it was also the most magical. It was a year that brought me to my knees every other day, both in grief and rage and also in beauty. And there was this, it seemed like there were these portals that opened up to me that hadn't been opened up before, that only could have happened from this stage of grief, when things were taken away and the feeling that anything could be taken away, including myself. And it put me in a place of question and fear and anger, but also in a place of awe and surrender. In some ways it helped me take risks, because I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna go next. It helped me love more. It helped me get more honest. And I feel like right now that's the state that, like it or not, we all get to be in. And I think, usually when we're grieving, it's not the whole world. It's just like one of us or a community of us or half of us. But this is the first time that, in a way, we're in this together. We are in a big collective grief. And our ancestral pain is getting sparked. And, as ironically as we all are, being distanced from one another, it's this feeling of how connected we are and how truly close we are that is also becoming a bigger truth. So I guess this is my sharing to you. And I guess on a deeper level, because I've had a lot of friends and students, and myself included, where it's just like, we're sad, we're scared, we're confused, we're feeling trapped, we're feeling angry, we're a lot of things, we're everything. And it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Sending you a lot of love from my playground and the sunshine and lots of sand. See you soon.